Hey, Forest Hill Falcons, Mr. F here again. We're going to read chapter 41. We're going to get right into it, okay? Zero's condition continued to improve. Stanley slowly peeled an onion. He liked eating them one layer at a time. The water hole was now almost as large as the holes he had dug back at Camp Green Lake. It contained almost 2 feet of murky water. Stanley had dug it all himself. Zero had offered to help, but Stanley thought better for Zero to save his strength. It was a lot harder to dig in water than it was to dig in a dry lake. Stanley was surprised that he himself hadn't gotten sick either from the sploosh or the dirty water or from living on onions. He used to get sick quite a lot back at home. Both boys were barefoot now. They had washed their socks. All their clothes were very dirty, but their socks were definitely the worst. They didn't dip their socks into the hole, afraid to contaminate the water. Instead, they filled the jars and poured the water over their dirty socks. I didn't go to the homeless shelter very often, Zero said. Just if the weather was really bad. I'd have to find someone to pretend to be my mom. If I'd gone by myself, well, they would have asked me a bunch of questions if they found out I didn't have a mom. They would have made me a ward of the state. Wait, what's a ward of the state? Zero smiled. I don't know, but I didn't like the sound of it. And Stanley remembered then that Mr. Pendansky telling the warden that Zero was in fact a ward of the state, and he wondered if Zero knew that he was one. I like sleeping outside, said Zero. I used to pretend I was a Cub Scout. I always wanted to be a Cub Scout. I'd see them at the park in their blue uniforms. I was never a Cub Scout, said Stanley. I wasn't good at social stuff like that. Kids made fun of me because I was fat. I like the blue uniform, said Zero. Maybe I wouldn't have liked being a Cub Scout, though. Stanley just shrugged his shoulder. My mother was once a Girl Scout, said Zero. I thought you said you didn't have a mother. Everybody has to have a mother. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. She said that she once won a prize for selling the most Girl Scout cookies, said Zero. She was really proud of that. Stanley peeled off another layer of his onion. We always took whatever we needed, Zero said. When I was little, I didn't even know it was stealing. I don't remember when I found out. But we just took what we needed, never more. So when I saw those shoes on display at the shelter, I just reached in the glass case and took them. Clyde Livingston's shoes? Stanley asked. I didn't know they were his. I just thought they were someone's old shoes. It was better to take someone's old shoes, I thought, than steal a pair of new ones. I didn't know they were famous. There was a sign, but of course, I couldn't read it. Then the next thing I know, everyone's making this big deal about how the shoes are missing. It was kind of funny in a way. The whole place is going crazy. I mean crazy. And there I was, just wearing the shoes, and everyone's running around saying, Hey, what happened to the shoes? Where are those shoes? The shoes are gone. I just walked out the door. No one even noticed me. And when I got outside, I ran around the corner and immediately took off the shoes. I put them on the top of a parked car. I remember they smell really bad. Yep, those were the shoes all right then, said Stanley. Did they fit you? Pretty much, said Zero. Stanley remembered about being surprised at Clyde Livingston's small shoe size. Stanley's shoes were bigger. Clyde Livingston had small but quick feet. And Stanley's feet, well, they were big and slow. I should have just kept them, said Zero. I'd already made it out of the shelter and everything. I ended up getting arrested the very next day when I tried to walk out of a store with a brand new pair of sneakers. If I just kept those old smelly sneakers, then neither of us would be in this predicament right now. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm going to read the next chapter in like 2 seconds. All right? Be right back.